Good morning, students. See here, internal energy. Our next topic is internal energy. It can be a 1 mark question for the definition. So, see here, it is very simple. Internal energy. You must be knowing that every substance has a certain stored amount of energy in it, and therefore every substance is associated with definite amount of energy stored in it. It is called internal energy. It is called internal energy, and it is denoted by U. This is it is written as U. So internal energy is shown by U, and this triangle, it shows the change. Change in internal energy is given by delta U is equal to U2 minus U1. So here U2 is the internal energy in the final state. Delta U is the change in internal energy. U2 is the internal energy in the final state, and U1 is the internal energy in the initial state. I have written here U1 initial state, U2 final state. Now the internal energy is a state function. We have already studied about this, and it is an extensive property. Extensive property means internal energy of the system depends on the amount of substance present in the system. Means if the amount of substance is more, then the internal energy of the system is more. So extensive property means those properties which depends on the amount of substance present in the system. Now we will switch over to statements of first law of thermodynamics. See here on the blackboard. The energy transferred to system by heating it or by performing work on it added the internal energy to the system. So depending upon this, we have to switch over to first law of thermodynamics. It is simply the law of conservation of energy. You all must be knowing. The law is stated in 3 different ways. The law can be stated in the 3 different ways. You have to see these statements in the book, and you have to remember all these. I will tell you, you just watch on the blackboard. So number 1, energy of universe remains constant. Number 2, total internal energy of an isolated system is constant. And number 3, energy is neither created nor destroyed and can only be converted from one form to another form. And I have not written these statements on the blackboard. You have to observe these, you have to note these into your book. So total energy of the universe remains constant. Total energy of an isolated system remains constant. When one form of energy disappears, exactly equal amount of another form of energy reappears. So you have to remember all these statements. They can be asked in the exams. Just for 1 mark question, write any one statement for first law of thermodynamics. And next is the formulation of first law of thermodynamics. This is the formulation of first law of thermodynamics. See here, system exchanges energy with its surroundings, either by transfer of heat or by doing work. If Q is heat supplied to system and W is work done on the system by the surrounding, then the internal energy of the system increases. If it is absorbed by the system from the surrounding, then the internal energy will increase, and therefore the increase in internal energy, that means internal energy is absorbed by the system, means U2 is greater than U1 and therefore the delta U will be positive, and thus delta U is equal to the heat absorbed by the system, that is Q, plus the W, that is work done on the system by the surrounding, work done on the system by the surrounding, and thus the internal energy of the system increases and therefore it is positive, and so delta U is equal to Q plus W, and this is nothing but the first law of thermodynamics. You can say that it is a mathematical equation for the first law of thermodynamics. For an infinitesimal change, this expression you can write it as delta U is equal to delta Q plus delta W for infinitesimal changes. And now you have to write this expression, first law of thermodynamics, for various processes. What are these? Isothermal process, adiabatic process, isochloric process and isobaric process. See here, number 1, isothermal process. What is isothermal process? For isothermal process, delta T, change in temperature, delta T is equal to 0. That means the reaction is carried out at constant temperature. Therefore, T1 initial temperature and T2 final temperature is constant, and therefore delta T is equal to 0. Both temperature in the initial state and final state, the temperature remains same, and therefore delta T is equal to 0. Since delta T is equal to 0, for isothermal process, change in internal energy, it also becomes 0, and therefore according to first law of thermodynamics, this is the statement for the first law of thermodynamics, delta U is equal to Q plus W. So for isothermal process, you can write here delta U is equal to 0, and therefore 0 is equal to Q plus W. So this expression, first law of thermodynamics, becomes 0 is equal to Q plus W, and therefore you can write Q is equal to minus W or W is equal to minus Q. You can watch on the blackboard. So for the isothermal process, you can say that heat absorbed by system is entirely used for doing work, or when work is done on the system by the surrounding, it results in a release of work. So we will see the next process, adiabatic process. For adiabatic process, see here, Q is equal to 0. What is adiabatic process? Heat cannot enter the system, heat cannot leave the system. So adiabatic process, in the adiabatic process, Q is equal to 0, and therefore the first law of thermodynamics, delta U is equal to Q plus W, it becomes delta U is equal to, in place of Q we have to write 0 plus W. So delta U is equal to W, or you can say that minus delta U is equal to minus W. So how will you say that? Adiabatic process, work is done on the system by surrounding, is because of increasing internal energy, or work is done by the system on the surrounding at the expense of its internal energy. Now see here number 3, isochoric process. In the isochoric process, isochoric means volume remains same. There is no change in the volume. In the initial state and in the final state, volume is same. So for isochoric process, delta V is equal to 0. Thus, the first law of thermodynamics, delta U is equal to Q plus W, it becomes delta U is equal to, now we have to substitute the value of V, and therefore in place of W we will write the value of W, that is minus P external into delta V. What is delta V? Change in volume, that is V2 minus V1. And so the first law of thermodynamics, delta U is equal to Q, and in place of W is equal to minus P external into delta V. We have already learned this equation W is equal to minus P external into delta V. We have already learned this equation. So expression becomes delta U is equal to Q minus P external, and isoporic process, for isoporic process delta V is 0, and therefore this value becomes delta U is equal to Q, and at this place I have written here V. So this V is for isoporic process, means the process carried out at constant volume. So reaction is carried out in a closed container. If the volume remains the same, and therefore the reaction is carried out in closed container. So for this process, isoporic process, watch on the blackboard. The change in internal energy of the system is due to heat transfer at constant volume. And lastly, the isobaric process. Isobaric process means the process which is carried out at constant pressure. Almost all processes are carried out at constant pressure. Most of the chemical reactions are carried out in open container under constant atmospheric pressure. So in such reactions, the processes which are carried out at constant pressure, in such a reaction, delta P is equal to, since the pressure remains constant in the initial state and in the final state, and therefore delta V is not equals to 0, and so the expression of the first law of thermodynamics, delta U is equal to Q plus W, it becomes, again we have to substitute the value of W minus P external into delta V. So delta U is equal to Q, and I have written here P. Why? Because the process is carried out at constant pressure. In this place I have written V because the process is carried out at constant volume, and therefore see here delta U is equal to QP minus P external into delta V. So reaction in open container at constant atmospheric pressure, and this is known as the delta U is equal to QP minus P external into delta V. So this expression is for isobaric process. This expression is for this expression is for first law of thermodynamics for isobaric process. So we have learned all these in this lesson, and you have to remember the definition of internal energy, the statements of first law of thermodynamics, and you may ask 1 mark question on each, 2 marks question for 2 processes. So derive, this is also a question that derive the mathematical expression for the first law of thermodynamics. What is mathematical expression? The system exchanges energy with its surrounding either by transfer of heat or by doing work. So the internal energy of the system increases, delta U is equal to Q plus W. So this is the mathematical expression of the first law of thermodynamics, and mathematical expression of first law of thermodynamics for isothermal process, it is Q is equal to minus W or W is equal to minus Q. Mathematical expression for the first law of thermodynamics for adiabatic process, it is minus delta U is equal to minus W or delta U is equal to W. Mathematical expression for first law of thermodynamics for isoporic process, it becomes delta U is equal to QV. So first law of thermodynamics for isobaric process, it is delta U is equal to QP minus P external into delta V. Okay.